I don't know about you, but I want to know who is getting the most nervous about all of this Proctor text and communications. I just want to know. I know you do too. Today is Monday, October 20th of 2025. I'm so glad you're here with me, and we are together. Welcome, everyone. I am Lady Zelda Kelly. I'm here to pick up a little bit of information for this Proctor, what's going on. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think it's evident that the CW will do what they can, but I don't believe they're going to want to protect Proctor as much as they want to protect Morrissey. I mean, after all, you know what they say. The brown stuff rolls downhill, but Proctor worked for Morrissey. Morrissey is the foundation of this. Morrissey knows what's going on. He knew what was going on, and he has all but disappeared. So let's get into the cards today, my darlings. And here we have our friend, the cartomancy. We have the tarot. It's a smaller deck because we need to spread out. The House of Zelda and a Kipper. I might read these a little differently today, but I'm just gonna say things are nervous. Things are nervous. Things, yeah, people, places, things. All the nouns are nervous. I want to lay out a couple of cards here. Now, we're asking for information regarding the latest that Michael Proctor has withdrawn his appeal to the board for him to get his job back, and then he has resigned, in a nice way to put it, because he knows what's up. He's always known what's up. Look at this. Now that is a bridge. So we want to know what's going on before the bridge and what will go on what will go on after. Now, we need information for this side of the bridge, please. This side of the bridge. And I'll explain this in just a minute. Because, you know, sometimes you need a bridge to get from one place to another. And this makes sense. The pathway ahead, how excellent is that? Now, we need to know, once we cross the bridge with this particular situation, wow, that is, I'm going to say, an additional bridge. Let's flip it over. Law enforcement, I'm going to put it this way so you can all see. Law enforcement and a detective. So, you know what? That looks like, oh, and there's a card that overturned here. This is serious. We know that. We're going to put this here. There it is. Stolen. Here's the story, my darling. This is the pathway ahead. It's serious. We know. We've been hearing about it for years. And now it's extremely serious because this is encompassing so much information from 2013 until now. Well, until now, meaning we are now discovering this. This is definitely serious. And I want to tell you something a little bit about a black cat. It's always been said that black cats are bad luck, and au contraire. They are very good luck. In fact, a little story. My father was living in an apartment, and a black cat came to his door. Of course, he loved cats. He let the cat in, and the next day, she had kittens, all black. That multiplied his good luck because he let her in. He fed her, he kept care of her, and then, of course, he gave them to another caretaker, and they were all happy. But from that moment, good things started to happen to him. He won an extra little lottery bunch, but it wasn't just a little amount. It was a few thousand. There were some other things that he had lived in the apartment building for so long, they lowered his rent. Just things like that kept happening. And we are in that time of year to protect your cats, and especially our little sweet black cats. Protect them. Keep them indoors right now. All right, back to the reading. The law enforcement detective, that is definitely him. So we're getting a confirmation. However, there's another one, and I'm going to say it's Tully. Tully was the brace that was holding Proctor's bridge up. You see what I mean? Tully was behind Proctor in a lot of different things. Tully will throw Proctor under the bus to the point where he's got tire tracks on him, right? Now, what is this card? Very significant, my darlings. Help from the cosmic unknown. And we have moon phases. And let me tell you this. Tomorrow is October 21st. It is a new moon that is attracting everything that is coming out. And oh, it's going to be delicious. Not for Proctor. Now, what will we find out? We will be finding out a lot of information that has been stolen, basically kept from investigators, stolen from many, many cases. If it weren't for the Miles King case, this information would not have been found out. And I do believe that Judge Krupp now is raising an eyebrow. He knows what's up. So now I want to ask the question. I'm going to start with the tarot. Who is the most concerned? There's a card right here. Who is the most, there's two. Let's turn them over. Who is the most concerned? Someone standing out front, basically putting on a good facade, saying, okay, bring it. There's nothing there, bring it. You're going to see that very soon. This is someone who's going to get creative. He's going to get creative and basically say, oh yeah, there's nothing there. It's all on Proctor. Blah, blah, blah. I have a hint of who that is. Let's keep going. Exploring. Okay, so we need to explore more because there's more than one. The Queen of Wands, my darlings, that's Jennifer McCabe. Yes, that's very true. And yes, that's her. But that's the most recent, okay? There are others that need to be very concerned about the role that they have played. We've got Tully, we've got McCabe. I'm going to tell you who this boy is. That's Adam Lawley. That is Adam Lawley. There will be a lot of regret. Not because of what they've done, but it's because of what they didn't do. And sometimes that can be worse. But here's the thing, my darlings. Well, let me pull out some more cards. Yes. This has pretty much wiped the slate clean by wiping the phone. You understand? Wiping that slate clean, this is a brand new start. Fresh start. Yes, maybe the Fool does apply here. This is a null and void, but raising from the ashes, so it's almost a rebirth. It's a time in which things now will be more explored and more looking into, and all agencies will be having this. So welcome the ice cream truck coming in, okay? because this is the little type of thing that they just need. Circumstantial evidence, but it will be more than circumstantial. This is winning on the level of all of these people who have been wrongly convicted and or have had their cases messed with. I mean, let's say this. For all intents and purposes, Miles King. Now, I'm not going to judge here, but I'm going to use discernment, and that's what this card is all about. Even though it's a judgment card, this is the card of wake up, discernment, look over particular ideas, information, circumstances, situations. This angel's wings go off the frame of the card because there's a much more divine power ahead of this. People are now going to be called into action. It's basically saying, rise up. This indication here of the yes card, the Nine of Cups, it says, you know what? Yes to these people, and yes to many more. Yes, there's going to be so much more that is so disgusting. The Nine of Cups is equal to the Nine of Hearts and is the wish completed, the dream come true. And that is the dream come true because, you know, it takes something like this that just will blow the lid off of everything. Let's draw out two more cards of this. Justice. There will be justice in many cases, and I know many people are saying there will not be justice for John. I'm sorry. I do not believe that. Why? Because that energy just circumstantially, is that a word, around the John O'Keefe and Karen Reed situation, the energy for John O'Keefe, the way that is vibrating, and the house 34 Fairview Road, the whole house, the whole frequency is vibrating and will not allow this to go unturned. When something like this happens, it may be tomorrow, it may be next year, it may be in 5 years, but look at the Donna Adelson case. Will John receive justice? Yes. Yes. And think about this. Think about, is there the law that says if you take another law officer's life, that there's an automatic unaliving? But the feds are involved. Oh, it gets very deep and complex, and yes. But you see, there has to be a balance. And this is a cardinal card of the tarot. We're going to talk about the cardinal cards some other time. Laying out one more. This is everyone holding on tightly, as Nurse Kim says, clenching in all areas. Cleansing and clutching in all areas. At the bottom of the deck, we are seeing people now that are forming barriers, barricades, fences, metaphysically speaking, around themselves. Also another fire element because they're looking for a way to get out. There is no way. And I don't know if I can say lawyer up, because how much more can they lawyer up for? I mean, now some of them are going to be having multiple cases, but that are intertwined. Oh my, oh my. But what's going to happen now with Karen's phones? Are they going to drop that? I don't know. This is a very good distraction, I'm going to say, because they need to be very concerned about Proctor's phone. And I'm telling you, this has just, I don't know, could this have added another, possibly, sort of, kind of, another 50 million to the suit that Karen Reed will be filing against all of these people and agencies in the 1983. Oh, I don't know, but I would love to think of that. Sudden wealth. And here we are talking about that. Toil and labor. There's going to be, pardon me, there's a glare. There's going to be a lot of toil and labor in this, my darlings, because you're going to see now the scramble start happening. And you know what happens when people start scrambling when they're guilty? They start messing up even more. What's on the bottom of the deck? Adjudication. Justification. Adjudication. Legal ramification. Let's get some word. I want to know. Show us the Bad Actors Guild. Show us more. Because we can, I'm going to say, guess what's on that phone of Proctor's. And then use your imagination like a catapult to just throw you completely into a new realm of being, because I think there are things on there that he himself is not going to remember. But believe me, you think his friends were tied in before and they didn't want to testify in this last Karen Reed case? Oh, darlings, think about when his friends start getting involved and start being questioned. Where's his money coming from? How are they living? I heard him turning Melanie Little today say something very funny, and that is somebody going to be making a reservation for Vietnam? I think they're watching the airports at this point. The 8 of Diamonds. The Ace of Clubs, the 6 of Hearts, and the 8 of Hearts. Wow, we've got some 8s. So, the 8 of November will be significant. I believe the 8 of October and the 24th of October will be significant. That's this week. Look out. And guess who this is? That is the cartomancy card for one Brian Albert. And do you think that Brian Albert would throw Jen under the bus? Or vice versa? Or do you think that they're all so tight and tight-lipped that they're not going to say or do anything? That answer is yes. That is the same as the yes card. This is a card that basically says, and we're going to put this up here because this 6 of Diamonds, my darlings, is all about legal paperwork, mounds of it, letters, business calls, telephone calls. It is a communication card. It is equal to a sword. And it basically gives a warning. And the warning is to read what you are proposing. To read the fine print. Read everything very, very carefully. And that is a message to whomever is comprising all of these messages together. The CW wants to squelch a lot of this because they know what's coming. That whole office could be disbanded, in my opinion, because, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an Indian chief. I am a tarot profiler, and I'm here to read the energy. And believe me, the energy on this is wild. This is also a card of examinations. So they're definitely going to go back to the drawing board and examine things. Watch the lawyers. Watch the lawyers start stepping up now. For previous cases, watch the filings. If you don't think we have anything to do from Karen Reed, we could probably spend the next 20 years. I pray I live that long. Seriously, going through all of these bad actors and what they've been doing, plus the previous cases that have been manipulated, tried, and many have been sentenced that have been wrongly sentenced. So we've got Brian Albert, we've got Lolly, we've got Jennifer McCabe. Now, we need a message to go forward. Love is behind this? I don't think so. A lot fell out. Let's take a look. Definitely seeking higher wisdom, and you know what she means. We're going down the bunny trail. There's more to this. Look, I need more conspiracy theories because all of mine are coming true. Right? That's how you kind of feel about that. Time is needed. Absolutely. Why is time needed? To shed more light on what is happening. Look harder, because these messages will spin off and take you into another realm. How much, in my opinion, do you believe that this will cause perhaps others having their phones looked into on a deep dive? How many at this point do you think? Do you think Tully is making sure that his phone is erased and everything deleted? How many of you believe that's going to happen? Because let's not forget, Turtle Boy Aiden has communications that were thought to be lost from Jennifer McCabe and her daughter Allie, right at the time where John O'Keefe lost his life. And there's some very incriminating things on there. How many others? Watch the deletion process, my darlings. Is Higgy running to another kiosk at this moment? He's already destroyed one phone. However, he got this new phone. Think about this. Think about those now who are destroying their phones, because this could lead to more investigation. Look harder. There's a wolf in sheep's clothing. So the wolf in sheep's clothing, I'm going to say, is someone pretending obviously they are something that they are not. Could it be Adam Lawley? I don't know about that. It's going to be somebody who is cunning and wise. Someone who is supposed to be helpful. Love is behind this. Now, love doesn't necessarily need to be that emotion between two people. It could be a love for your job, a love for how the job makes you feel, a love for the power that the job, we need to get another card, don't we? A love for, and it's all about timing. So this person here will start surfacing. The wolf in sheep's clothing, that man or woman that comes forward from this moment on, that's going to try to be helpful. And yet, that's all for today, my darlings. Don't miss Manifestation Monday tonight. You will cry when you see this as well. I found this amazing thing that I have to share with you. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's New York, America time. And just keep watching. Set your notifications. Make sure you're here, because there's a lot of things that are getting ready to come out. And we're going to start reading on everybody around this again. And by the way, I have a little message. We need to do some EVPs for Sandra Birchmore. If you agree with that, put a yes in the comments, please. Just all you have to do is just say yes or yes to Sandra. There's some energy there that needs to be brought out. She keeps tapping around me. But I'm going to make it members only for her privacy. Okay? So if you're not a member, and I will announce that. I'm going to get a date. We will announce that we're going to do Sandra Birchmore EVPs. Thanks so much for being here. Much love. And we're going to see where this new moon takes us. Bye for now.